Welcome to the podcast Resonate Opera. My name is Shiri, and today I am so excited to have here Shirit Lee Weiss.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Shiri.
Hi.
I'm so happy about this little quality time that we're going to have together.
Oh my God. I'm so grateful that you found the time for this podcast because Shirit is super busy at this moment. Shirit and I met almost 15 years ago.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I think it was my first young artist program that I was involved with.
And also for me.
And also for you. And I remember your audition.
I remember you from my audition as well, or at the audition as well. And you have such strong energy. You're an amazing stage director.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And nowadays, the casting director of the Israeli opera.
Yes. Among other things, yes, many hats and many activities that I'm doing here in the Israeli opera.
Amazing. So I would like to start by asking you about your journey, because you started as a soprano.
Yes, that's right.
And I want to know what made you make the transition from being an opera singer to being a stage director.
So it's kind of a long story because it started a long time. I mean, the turning point was not to make the transition between an opera singer to a stage director. It started much before that because I'm coming from a musical house. I played the violin, the clarinet, piano, of course. Classical music was part of my upbringing. So, and I was always, I tried to do something else. I was a rebellious kind of person. I was always looking for other things to do. But the source, the basic, everything was about classical music, but I wanted to get out of this. And my mom had this idea that I should go into theater and study theater because I always have this stage tendency as well, much more than just classical instrumental,
And you grew up in Israel.
Yes, yes, I grew up here, and I've studied in Habima, like this youth group, and I've started to really go into theater and to plays. And music said, no, classical music is not for me. I started to sing jazz and rock and things like that, but also not as a singer, coming from the point of view as an actor. And there, if they needed somebody to sing, I would, I sang, but it wasn't the main issue. But then I realized there that during my study that the voice is classical. It's an operatic voice. It's a big voice. So I went back to the classical music from a different kind of point of view, but it always came from the theater. It always came from the text. It always came from the drama. And so I started singing.
How old were you then?
I think when it started, 19, I was already there when I really started to go back to the classical music. So I've done my bachelor degree in Tel Aviv as a soprano, but I always wanted to direct. At first, I wanted to start doing both things, to study theater and stage directing and to sing, but it doesn't really go together. It's not like, even until today, colleagues of mine that are actors and directors in the theater goes, why don't you do both? And I said, well, first of all, it's too late, but I'm not singing for many, many years. But also, it's different. It's the body, the instrument, the stress on vocal cords when you're stage director and you use your voice for screaming and talking, and plus being an opera singer is kind of, you have to take care of your body. It's a complete different state of mind, and the way that you go through your day. It just doesn't go together. I've tried it for a very, very short time, and I've realized that this doesn't work.
So during your studies, you were focused on opera singing?
Opera singing completely, but I always, okay, let's do this project, and I staged it. Okay, let's do, but as a singer, it took me a long time to say the words, I am a stage director. I have things to say. It took me a long time. And even though I wanted that from a very early age, it took me time to go there. Not only because of singing, because I I did this. I went through the stage. I think because I didn't think that this is something that I allow to want in a way.
Let's go back.
Yeah.
You went to New York.
Yes.
You went to do your master's
Master
there.
degree. Yeah.
And in New York, you had
my first child.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
While you were studying.
Yeah. Right after, I think I just graduated, and then
And then what happened?
And then it's kind of big things in life like makes you really make decisions. And I said, oh, why don't you do that? You want to do that. And in a way, doing it there was like, okay, I was just very much chutzpah with my, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. And I just started doing that. And
in New
York, and small places, and sometimes a training places, and started doing that and realized this is what I want to do. When I, the first opera stage, a full operative stage was Don Pasquale. And
oh my
God, we did a Don Pasquale theater. Just
twice.
Oh my God, I staged Don Pasquale so many times.
So I would like to dive into something you said earlier: the role of a woman in the world of opera. A woman being a stage director, being a casting director, a female casting director. That's something big, and which is not very often seen in the opera world.
I think like anywhere else, this is something that is changing constantly, but still, not enough conductors, not enough stage directors, but it really changed. And a lot of the time, as I've been asked by journalists, or when we talk about my work, how is it to be a female stage director? So my answer is always, I don't know how not to be. How not to be a female stage director? What is your point of view as a woman? I said, okay, I have a point of view, and it is. I think it is interesting for me is that you deal, especially in opera. I do a lot of original pieces, and I'm part of original creation throughout the years. This is part of my, big passion is to create new music, new works. And I've done it many, many years. I still do that and been in the process. But still, most of you work with music and text that was written, 450 years ago to 50 years ago, but usually 100, 150, 200, 250. This is where you are usually. And men wrote it. 99%, 9999999% of the work that you do was written by men. And then you come and you bring your interpretation into it. So obviously, you read the text differently. And you work a lot with women, with singers. And one of the most fascinating things to do is reread it, and for them to reread it, not as they would think that it should be. How do they really see it? Mm-hmm. And then you realize really, really interesting things about pieces that maybe you've seen 200 times and you've seen tons of production of, and then so I think this is for me fascinating, especially if you do Mozart, which understood. And Da Ponte and all of their work, which really understood women in a way, but in a way not. Mm-hmm. And it was like, a woman would never do that. A woman would never say that. But it's interesting dramatically, especially with music, because then you can add another layer.
Amazing. And let's go back to your journey.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in New York.
Yeah.
You are a new mom.
Yes.
And you start directing opera.
Yes.
Why did you make the decision to come back to Israel?
Okay. The decision was completely not a professional decision. It was really a family situation and an emotional situation. We were on the turning point of deciding, okay, this is where we want to stay and raise our family. Also, of course, during this journey of as I started as a singer and all of this, you always have this discussion, yes, mother, no mother, kids, no kids. We know what it means. And the women especially, what it does to your body and what it does to your free time, to your health, to everything. And and once you're a mother and you know that singers, they are very much involved with themselves because they have to, because the body is the instrument. This is how it is. For me, it was very difficult, even before I was a mother. I was like, all the time being with this all the time. And it's not, especially when you become a mother, you're not first anymore. And it's difficult. And it's not like being a stage director it's hard, it's exhausting. The time, the thought, yes, but still different. The body is not the instrument. This is the instrument. So it's a little different in a way. And so the decision was, okay, we stay here, or we want to raise our kids back home. My husband is Israeli. Yes, we've met there, but he's Israeli, and he really wanted to come back to Israel. I think I was in shock.
In shock
that all this period of time of decision, because I've kind of seen my life there. But then the child and the marriage, and have this really good relationship, and everything changes.
Everything changes.
It changed the way that you think about things. So, but I wasn't sure. Until today, I don't know. You make those huge decisions. You never know. It could have,
Again, yeah.
But when we've made this decision, that was right for us as a family, and we did it. I'm very happy because of I came back and I've got amazing. I worked very hard, and I was also lucky and to find and to do so many things in the field that I want. This is it's not an obvious thing. I'm very grateful. I've worked very hard, but I don't know whether it was a good or bad decision. Doesn't matter at this point, of course. You look at life in a different way. But so the decision was very personal, emotional, with thinking about kids, family, your spouse, etc.
And when we are on this topic, do you have any advice to young singers about motherhood?
Wow.
It's a big topic, I know. But I've heard, why am I asking this? I've heard during my studies like that babies are career poopers and stuff along those lines. And for me, I feel that motherhood have changed me so much for the better. I feel like I'm a much better singer today. I'm so much more aligned with who I am, and I can take much clearer decisions about my path. So that's why I'm asking.
I completely agree. I think it's correct. I mean, regardless of being a singer or doing something else, but especially doing creative things, because many things happens when you become a mother. So, first of all, time management. Let's be technical for a second. Every minute counts.
Absolutely.
Once every minute counts, you start to be very efficient about your time and about what you want to achieve, and then you have your mindset is like where you want to go.
Yeah.
This is exactly what happened to me. And your heart expanded.
Absolutely.
And you understand things better. There are pieces that you work on. It doesn't have to be about, specific motherhood like Suor Angelica or things like that. Of course, there are things that you cannot understand until you're a parent. But it's not even that. You cannot understand fear, anxiety, pain, love. I mean, so there's something that you understand better with your emotions that makes you a better artist. After I had my twins, it was also a long process, because I was so busy. I was doing millions of things. I was supposed to babysit, and then
this was while I was in Israel directing the Israeli opera.
Yes, and I already had my first one was older. I said, again, I got my free time back. I start traveling again, doing all those things. And then I had my twins. My best work I started to do after I had them, because I had so much to say, and I understood what I want to say, and I understood myself as a person yes, and motherhood has a lot to do with it. Also, proportions in life. I mean, stupid things stops
Absolutely.
in you, and this is really important when you develop a very serious and challenging career.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And so people would say, yes, it's harder, but well, look, I'm spoiled. I have a good support system. I have an amazing husband. When we came back here, of course, I had his parents, my parents, etc. So yes, not everybody has a good support system, which is extremely important. But still, I think it's really, really important to understand you can do both. You really can.
I agree.
I think you know it. And again, yes, you feel sometimes that you're not the best mother as well. But this is correct to every career. But when you're happy, and seeing my twins today, the girls, they're 11 and a half, looking at me, coming here, and seeing me doing what I love and passionate about, and they talk about it. And they realize what it is to become. And they say, we know you're coming late, and but you're doing something important. Then they come sit. This is,
wow.
And it happens. And I see it every day.
Wow, incredible. Incredible. So how do you balance?
Oh, I don't.
You don't?
I think that I've stopped feeling guilty, first of all. I used to, for sure.
I need to learn from you.
And I've stopped with that. That doesn't happen anymore. Well, again, my kids are now older.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of, my life is a little different now. As I can do much more and travel much more and feel free and But they do need you. But you learn when and where to really, when there are things that are a must, and then there are things that you can outsource. Outsource parenting. That. And also independent kids is, again, it's when they're a little older, of course. And there's times that I'm very, very dedicated to them. But I think really, but I'm coming back. Yes, of course, there are a lot of advice of time managing. And, when you're with them, you're only with them. And, millions of people will give you this advice. It's true. But I think the first thing is not to feel guilty. And it's not easy, but once you stop doing that, you realize what is important. This is for me. I don't know.
So next time I go abroad to sing,
you talk to me.
I'll talk to you. So back to your journey.
Mm-hmm.
You're directing in Israel.
Yeah.
And then you become part of the administration at the Israeli Opera. Tell me about that.
That was a process. I started in the Israeli Opera right when I came back here. I came here, I knew people. I was very... I can't even explain how it started. And I've worked really, really hard. And the person that really got me started with this here in the Israeli Opera, of course, is Michael Eisenstadt, the legendary Mr. Opera. I would say it in Mr. Opera because this is the shortest way to explain who he is. He mentored me and really pushed me, and him and other people, but really mostly him, to believe in myself. And yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. For him, it was really like that. I had tons of doubts all the time, like everybody. But
of course,
really, being a stage director, an opera stage director is big, even. But he really pushed me and supported the journey with advice and everything. So I started here as a stage director and a stage management and then stage director. And I've done all of this, and I've done a lot of projects outside as well. But then I got more and more involved with the house, with the Young Artist Program. So I became the artistic director of the Young Artist Program, and with all the community and educational and concert series and everything here, and started really work together especially with Michael, but with all the creative team here, and of course this is side by side with my own production that I've done here on the big stage and with the Young Artist Program and all kind of projects.
And I just have to say that the productions that we did together, I will forever treasure them. Don Pasquale, Werther,
oh my God.
Telephone.
Werther was my first production with the Young Artist Program.
Right.
Yes. You are, we started together here.
We started together here. Yeah.
Right. Those are part of my first works here.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely.
And so I just want to say that for me, working with you was the first time that I worked with a director who truly dived into the details of every little thing. And it was so powerful to me. I learned so much from you.
Wow.
Really.
Thank you so much.
I remember that when I was done with the studio, I went to a production abroad somewhere, and I called you. I was like, they're not giving me any directions. What can I do now? And so this is very particular and very special to have someone who cares so much, because you were a singer yourself, cares so much about a singer and wants to develop a character, and it's rare and beautiful. And thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Listen, rehearsal space, rehearsal room, it's really the place that I enjoy the most. It's the hardest, to start something from scratch, to create something when you have nothing. You never know. It doesn't matter how many years you do that. You never know in the end if it's going to happen or not. You really don't.
At the end, you mean on
in
stage?
The end of on stage, you work. You have 20 years of experience. You've done, I've done, I don't know many. And you never know. And still, this process of meeting and trying and doing new things, and especially with it, I know I'm not just saying that. I would never, I'm so busy, but I would always choose to go back to the small room with young people, because it's not a cliche. They teach me, because your craft is developed when you have to learn how to work with different people, with different struggles, when no knowledge exists, pre-knowledge exists. And then the craft really, you become this cat. And this is what I like. And details and go all the way in. And there's something, in opera, of course, in theater, of course, the same, but in opera, for a person to sing in this way, it has to be completely exposed. This is why all singers are, in a way. But I love it. I enjoy that. It's hard because they have to be exposed all the time. Mm-hmm. Yes, everybody that is on stage and creates, of course. But a composer sits at home. He does it with himself. Doesn't have people judging him in the second. Yes, after, of course. Painter, sculptor. Mm-hmm. Us, stage director, sings. It's all in front of everybody. So you expose, and there's something very fascinating about it. And if you accept it, and then you start to create really profound things.
Mm-hmm. So how do you develop the mindset to become so exposed and so vulnerable, but strong in this profession?
You're not strong. You have doubts and you worry all the time. As a stage director, as a singer, it's different. I think each singer finds his way of. You will always be vulnerable. This is part of the things, because first you are, you have the most fragile instrument exists. Those two little things there, everything affects them. I think, yes, with time, you learn to use other things to compensate, how to compensate if you're not 100% and you have tons of skills. This is a lot of what I teach also. So you have tons of skill to bring. Mm-hmm. That you can, compensate. If you're tired, compensate. If you can, but kind of in a way, because you have to be full voice in order to be full emotion, in order to be full artist. You kind of. I think with time you learn how to balance it. Hopefully, I think you have to, and For me, it's because when you're a stage director, it's kind of you're the captain, right? So everybody look at you and start. So it's like you have to fake it till you make it. This, I'm calm, and everything is fine.
Yeah.
And then kind of it really it goes back.
Mm-hmm.
It comes back to you, you know.
Yeah. And then you made a switch. I mean, you're still, of course, stage directing all the time.
Yes.
But then you make the switch
to
be,
this.
to the other side.
Listen, I'm yes. A little over a year ago, Michael Eisenstadt passed away. He had cancer, and he was a good friend, a mentor, very, very important. We were friends, and a mentor. And again, it was very important in my life. I think in many people's
Of course.
Lives, and it was very fast. I mean, he diagnosed, and so it was really like, and but kind of in a way, I knew that I have to take over, you know. So the casting and millions of other things, but I also had other people that helped me and that are working with me, and I'm still working on this. I'm still developing this dance, but you know, being a director and being a stage director, it goes
hand in hand.
It goes hand in hand, and in the end of the day, opera is my life. It's not even a career. It's life. We know that that's part of the problem. It's not what your hobby, your career, your job, your craft. Everything is one thing. I believe in this. It makes me happy. Yes, it has tons of so difficult. I mean, the happy moments are you know. I believe in that. I believe this is something we should do here. Again, you do it in Israel. Do it in Tel Aviv. You do. It's not goes without saying. It's not an obvious thing. It's not the obvious thing that we have these amazing houses, that we have these amazing singers, young, and we have this amazing generation of Israeli singers. This is relatively new, and I'm a part of this. I'm a part of this, you know, and I really believe in it. It makes me really, really happy. And you do something important. And yes, you create your work and you have things to say, and this is so important. But being in this position is more than that. It's the whole of creating new music, of creating new artists, of creating new artistic teams, singers, and making and productions and making these amazing things that we do here in the Israeli opera, which are amazing. And I believe in and a part of it. And I'm really proud to be a part of it. And it's important. So you do come here. It's exhausting. You do millions of things, but it's fascinating. It's rewarding, and you do something important and unique. So,
to close things up, I would like to ask you if you have any advice to give to younger singers who would like to become the next opera stars.
I'll give an advice to the artist. I don't know about being a star. This is how many opera stars are they? I mean, but how to become a true artist and also a true human being, and to combine all this. I would say that proportions. Yes, when you sing, it's exactly, I mean, it's with relation to what I've said before about that you expose all the time. And so proportions. Yes, it's our soul. As I'm saying, it's not my job also about myself, but still, it's not you. Mm-hmm. You should have your family. You should have your friends. Really, don't, I mean, so important. I know it's hard sometimes. Being a real artist, not just somebody that is being told what to do, somebody that choose repertoire, what is interesting for me to do, how I want to do it, come with an opinion, know how to present it, know how to work with the stage director, with the conductor, and with the creator, if necessary. But don't be just somebody that's the art, just a tool. Mm-hmm. but bring something from yourself. Everybody has something to say about something. Use that. Bring your own into that. I think it's what would make you feel. Doesn't matter what happened, if they choose you for this or they choose you for that. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. You always, I have something to say, so I have a value. So I really believe in that. Also, this is how I think I treat myself in a way, I hope. And when you go on stage, be generous. Just be generous. Audience doesn't know, most audience doesn't know, oh, this high C, it wasn't. But what they recognize is if somebody is not devoted to them. So open. Yes, then pay the price of being completely open. And remember that those really, really, really high moments are not reality. And the low are also not. None of it is life. We're somewhere here all the time. So whatever it means for you.
Yeah.
Because, it's very hard, those moments when you get applause and it's like amazing. I mean, it's real, but yes, enjoy it. But understand that it's very easy to go like this emotionally, because in a way it's not a normal thing.
Yeah.
So yes, proportions.
Yeah. This is what I learned after becoming a mama.
Yes.
Yeah, proportions. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have something small for you.
Oh my God. I had the best time, Shiri.
Yay.
No.
Good. Okay, so I love sewing.
She loves sewing.
I have a life besides
Life, proportions.
Yeah, proportions.
Therapy.
So I sewed something small
Thank
for
you
you.
so much. Do I open it right
Yeah,
now?
you can open
do
it.
I do that? And you know me. You know the colors, and you know that I have 150 at least sunglasses.
I have to.
And my best things. And then a little red. So.
Wait, I have to show because here on the table. Can I show you?
Yes.
Just here on her table, just like a few of her.
And this is just here in the office. There's the car, and of course at home.
Glasses collection. So, yay.
It's gorgeous. I love it. You know me. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, wait.
I had the best time. Thank you so much.
I had the best time. תודה.
Thank you, Shirit.
תודה.